Welcome to this tutorial on how to use the authdetect model. In this video, I'll guide you through the steps of setting up and running the authdetect model on your own data using Google Colab. Let's dive in. The authdetect model repository includes an interactive Jupyter notebook that guides you through the entire inference pipeline, allowing you to quickly start annotating your data. To get started, simply download the notebook file, upload it to your Google Drive, and open it by double-clicking. To process your own data, you'll first need to set up a Google Colab session with GPU access for faster processing. In Colab, go to the Runtime menu and select Change Runtime Type. Then choose an available GPU accelerator and click Save. After that, click Connect in the top right corner of the interface. Once connected, a green checkmark will appear, indicating that your session is ready. On top of this quick tutorial, the notebook contains much more detail to which you can refer if needed. It is always a good idea to keep an eye on the instructions and comments provided there. In order to start annotating some data with the authdetect model, we first need to install the necessary packages, Simple Transformers and Trankit. These libraries will help us process the data and run the model. Run the following pip install commands to install them. After you are done, do not forget to load the libraries into your session. Next, we need to load the data we want to process. This tutorial uses a sample file containing speeches from the latest United Nations General Assembly, held in September 2024. Download the file from the model's repository. To upload the file, click the folder icon on the left panel in Colab, then drag and drop the file into the area under the sample data folder. We read the file using pandas, which stores the data as a data frame. Now that the data is uploaded, you can initialize the Trankit pipeline. Here we use the English language model for text processing. This pipeline will split speeches into sentences, which is essential for creating sentence trigrams. That's the input format required for the authdetect model. Before we proceed with the next step, let's quickly check that the file we want to process was read in correctly and that the data frame has the expected structure. As we can see, everything looks fine here. The next step is splitting the raw speeches into sentences. We initiate the Trankit pipeline, extract the sentences, and organize everything into an eye-pleasing data frame. And this is the result. After splitting the text into sentences, we generate sentence trigrams. These are combinations of 3 consecutive sentences that capture small chunks of context for analysis. You can create them using a simple Python function that groups the sentences accordingly. With the sentence trigrams prepared, we can now run the authdetect model. The model will analyze each trigram and classify them based on their likelihood of being associated with authoritarian or democratic discourse. The model assigns scores on a continuous scale from 0 to 1. Lower scores suggest more authoritarian discourse. Once the predictions are made, the annotated data will be stored in a new column called Predict, indicating the model's score for each trigram. You can then save this data as a CSV file for further analysis. In Colab, right-click on the file to download it to your local machine. To analyze discourse at the speech level, we can aggregate the trigram predictions. You can use metrics like the simple average of predictions or calculate the ratio of authoritarian trigrams. This output can be used to examine patterns of discourse over time, across speakers, or in specific contexts. You can then save this data as a CSV file too. And that's it. You've now successfully learned how to set up and use the authdetect model for detecting authoritarian discourse. For more information, don't forget to check out the associated paper. You can find the link in the description. Thank you for watching and happy analyzing.